Hey guys, TRG Gaming here, and today we're going to be looking at some chunk loaders. The chunk loaders are pretty interesting because it'll load unloaded chunks. I mean, yeah, a lot of people have been looking at this lately. For example, Reds Miners and Simply Sark. And so this is one of the designs. Since that area is spawn chunks, I'm just stitching two chunks together. So if you look at my chunk coordinates, I'm at 31 and then 32. So it's stitching two chunks together. And we just take that in this direction. If you notice, my chat bar has been completely filled up with loaded. And over here, we have a hopper clock that tells this to say loaded. And so it just pumps out loaded. Then that's like the conventional type. I've actually discovered one that's more survival friendly, but it has one flaw. So it actually follows the same general principle, and that's when you stitch two chunks together with hoppers, it loads them. However, if you notice, all it's pumping out right now is loaded, and if I say like hi, for example, you can see that it's constantly pumping that out. However, boom, teleported me to a new set of coordinates with this right here. So these two are stitching a couple coordinates together, and this is just the loaded 2. So this has some special limitations. This will load the chunk, but there's a little bit of a downside. So for example, I can do this. And I can go out of the loaded area this way. So technically now those chunks should be unloaded. However, if you notice, they are still loaded. Yeah, because once I hit here, it should definitely be unloaded. Alright, there we go. That's the entire thing. Now, if you notice in the chat bar, it's still actually pumping out the loaded. Now, there's one thing to note here, and that's while it does this, it doesn't allow you to just disappear from the chunks. So I'm teleporting myself back to the same location that I was before, and now it's saying it's not loaded. And if I teleport back, it'll start saying that it's loaded. So this also applies to, for example, dying. If you die with those chunks normally loaded, it will unload. And if you go to the Nether with those chunks loaded normally, and not just with the chunk loader, it will actually nullify it. I've done a decent bit of testing with this, and that it's quite consistently that way. So now, oh, it's actually linked to a different portal right here, which is silly and really annoying. So, for also something to note, and that is that if you do have this kind of chunk loader there, and then it won't let me sprint, but whatever. Or at least I can't tell the difference. No, I can't tell whether I gave it to myself for 30 seconds with level 6. Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense. Alright, but now, since those chunks are technically unloaded, I can teleport myself 10,000 blocks away, and it continues. And because I didn't teleport directly out of those chunks. So you can teleport around all you want, and actually you can enter the Nether or End as long as you don't have those chunks normally loaded at the time of your jump into the Nether or the End. So that concludes this video. We have vanilla chunk loaders, and these ones are cheap and specially designed for survival, because it wouldn't be that hard to just have that. Also, it could be good for adventure maps, where once you hit a certain checkpoint, it will load up those chunks and then keep them loaded to keep a certain set of redstone going. So that could end up turning out very handy for adventure map makers and survival players alike. So I guess I'll see you later. TRG Gaming out.